Welcome, everybody, to the RGN Pro Series. We're in the European Division here, SpaceSoldiers versus Gamers2. Honestly, this is a matchup I've been waiting for. Very excited about it. SpaceSoldiers, the Turkish lineup. We got Xantars on the field. Always a fun time watching him. I am Sprawl by my side, the one and only Laser Jesus, and we can see pistol round underway. SpaceSoldiers starting on the CT side.
SpaceSoldiers on the CT side. Obviously, Gamers2 pretty big favorites here, but potential upset? I think so. Not a very big chance for the Soldiers, but I think they have a chance here. Now coming into the A-bomb site, 4 men strong. Oh, the trade's going the way of Gamers2. Great start for them. But SpaceSoldiers, oh, Maniz sitting at middle. I love that Gamers2 always have that one player, posted up, always being a thorn in the side of potential rotators coming on through. And that really hurt SpaceSoldiers' retake. Now only Despy up makes it a 1-on-2 after eliminating Spiro from the situation. Oh, not going to get a chance to go at the rest as Maniz just sails a nade right over the wall, and Despy tries to hit it with the header, but we're not playing football, my friend. So 1-0 now for Gamers2.
Yeah, nice pistol round and pick up from them, and being that this is their map choice, I expect to see some strong stuff from Gamers2 on this map. Just traditionally, we've seen a lot of great things from them on this map specifically. And SpaceSoldiers, what are they going to go with here in the second round? We got 2 scouts on the field, 3 upgraded pistol armor buys. How do they decide to play it? As looks like they're putting a little bit of pressure here from White Bonks. We got E1 going for the jump peek, and he actually tags up Maniz, but Maniz on point with
really
that
aggressive
UMP.
peek.
Yeah, it was pretty wide there, so he gets the tag in, but not the kill, and now they're getting a little bit separated, and it's going to be Sparrow to open up onto Despy over at that B-bomb site. Now only Tugux waiting around, and only's going to get an engagement here from A main, and he's trying to play forklift. It doesn't work out for him. I like the forklift location, especially on an eco round, purely because it is kind of one of those weird obstacles to shoot through, but doesn't look like Gamers2 has any problem with it, and they get through that round without a single casualty, and we all know what that means for their economy. Very big things, and and the fact that they bought on the SpaceSoldiers side and they didn't get anything for it, that's really frustrating.
Yeah, I thought what SpaceSoldiers did wrong there with the scouts. Generally with the scouts, you want to play a position where you're pretty safe. Despy over at B, he was doing an alright job there, playing pretty passive, but the player at mid, he took a very aggressive angle, and you don't set up your other members with the 5.7s if you play your scouts like that. If you go down, even after tagging one, you generally want to stay alive, tag them up just a bit, and then the 5.7 armor can come and clean up. But both scouts went down only with tagging a person apiece, and they didn't get a chance to fall back. And I think that's why we just saw SpaceSoldiers get smashed without a single kill in the previous round to this one.
Yeah, one thing to note is, quite honestly, I'm trying to think of all the jump spot locations for scouting on this map. And compared to others where there is a ton of popular locations, you look at Mirage, you got the B-bomb site, you can just hop up and down right at the end of the apartments. You got Dust 2, oh my god, it's a playground for scouts and jumping. On this map specifically, you got White Box, it's a decent angle, and you got Quad Box as well over at A, but yeah, maybe not the best map for that kind of thing, but we are going to see rifles coming out, heading towards A, and it's a very quick play here.
Yeah, Gamers2 playing some Smash Mouth Counter-Strike early, just throwing it in SpaceSoldiers' faces here. Can you stop our rush? We'll see. Only goes down. Xantars not in position. Ooh, Xantars silenced. Usually the big player that comes through early to assist his teammates. You see SpaceSoldiers will often play him in the more floaty spots, kind of jockeying his position around, kind of maximizing his kill potential. But Gamers2, with this very fast play, has caught SpaceSoldiers off guard, and they're going to survive with a decent amount of players here, 3. So already up 4-0, economy getting bolstered, SpaceSoldiers in trouble early this map.
Yeah, they still got Xantars, their highlight performer, at 0 frags right now. And that's the one player that I made a point of highlighting as we joined into the server and the map. He's usually just a standout player. They usually work around him a lot of routes, especially on the T side. He works a ton of openings. And yeah, even on the CT side here. So now they are back in save territory, and where do they go with things? It looks like a bit of a standard play in that they send 2 over towards this B-bomb site, 1 in checker, 1 in site, and we talk about this a heck of a lot. Not a big fan of the way they're doing things, as now Maniz just sprints up mid, and pretty much all
where's
the
trade
already.
Where's the trade potential here? I don't understand.
None. Yeah, there's absolutely none, and actually very close to a team ace. Maniz getting 2 frags there. The rest of the team, though, gonna grab 1, except for Mouse and Ho, and a quick 5-0. We do see the double op coming out on the CT side, though.
Yeah, it's often something we see when you're getting brutalized on the CT side. switch it up when you have enough economy after losing 2 rounds in a row. Go for the double dragon, whip out those 2 AWPs, and hopefully win the initial fights and be able to fall back and play a more standard CT approach after that. Now Gamers2, they've been rushing a whole lot. Now they're going to give a different look to the Space Soldiers side, setting up for the A take. Bomb is way over at A, so I don't see them falling back. They do throw their A smokes and then quickly go back to middle. A lot of pressure on the mid player here. That's going to be E1. He's been smoked off. He's got to come up big here. Spams down 2 of them. Oh, Innocent actually helps him out with a team kill onto Michu. So Gamers2 now, only with 2 players remaining, with some assistance. Now only Mao's left. 1-on-4. Yeah, he's going to get out of there. And it's something he could do big for Gamers2 here is some economic damage. After being up 5-0, you know Space Soldiers' economy is hurting. So anything here is big for Gamers2.
Yeah, and the T-side economy is pretty much out of control at this point. So, like you stated, just wants to get some more damage done before the round's over. If he can find the round victory as well, that would be fantastic. But on a 1-on-4, definitely the goal at this point. Let's try and strip away a weapon or 2. If you could take the op away, that would be fantastic. But he's just going to play around Squeaky Door. It's a nice angle to try and find a frag, find a 1-on-1, and he does exactly that. Will peek out wide, though, out of Squeaky Door, and only takes him down. So 3K for E1, and then we did see Innocent chiming in there and taking one of his own teammates down as well. But I was kind of confused at the way they took it towards White Box. They did not expect E1 to peek wide like that. And when he did, I'm just surprised that they didn't get the trade kill in right away. I think they were focused maybe more on sandbags, obviously. There's a key moment when you get that far that you kind of need someone to check sandbag. Z, obviously pretty vulnerable to that as well. But big round for Space Soldiers, even bigger one here as they cannot afford to drop this round.
Yeah, so important. And even that 1 kill in the end is going to hurt the drop situation of Space Soldiers. We'll see here. Gamers2 going for some slow work. Despy, the AWP onto Beniz, once again wielding the double ops of Space Soldiers. Not a round very important to them. Already off to a good start. Spiro can't connect onto E1. White Box has now been a problem in recent rounds, and Space Soldiers looking to clean this round up without a single casualty. Gamers2 tried to spread out, work across the map, and across the board were shut down by the soldiers.
And now Mouse and Ho 1v5. Once again, would be nice to get any frags in, but can't get a single one done, so all 5 left alive, and we can see that their economy is not at a fantastic spot, but it's definitely better than what it was. They're getting to a point where G2 going to have to win 2 to potentially take them out and put them back into eco territory. They're not quite there, especially with these expensive ops on the field, if they wanted those back in their hands, but we see Miniz picking one up on his end. And one thing to note still, Xantar's 2 assists, 0 frags. He needs to wake up and wake up soon. Luckily, they're in a best of 3. Best of 1, you have no room for slow start. Even a best of 3, you don't really, but there is just more gameplay in general. So there's a bit more space for it, but he needs to start doing something soon here. He's posted up in vents currently, just staring down into the fire and the flames in B main, but we can see that the bomb will rotate off, head back towards mid. A couple players on the T side set up towards A already.
The Space Soldiers now boosting the guy in the vents. Haven't seen this from them. And Gamers2 heading over towards A, but with Xantar's inside of the vents, the rotate's going to be pretty quickly, playing pretty softly at A. Usually when you have a player in the vents, you usually have at least one inside of the site. If they don't have anybody in the site and smoke take comes into A, Xantar's and E1 are going to be rotating from the same position inside a connector. That's the only problem I see with the Space Soldier setup so far. We'll see if it comes to fruition. Ooh, they're boosted up, waiting for Xantar's to peek inside of the vents here. That's Spiro. Oh, almost gets the kill. Just 15 HP remains. Now drawing E1 over as the A takes comes in. This is perfect for Gamers2.
Yeah, only posted up with his AWP, and he's kind of caught in transition between truck and the bomb site. So way out in the open, if they boost on top of Red Box, it might be his demise, but it's going to be E1 goes down first. The Mausenho now residing at Forklift. Xantar's is going to follow suit as there's a lot of low Ts, but they're not finding the frags. Only he whiffs 2 shots onto Miniz as he's boosted up by Red Box. Make it a third as that man is Neo from the Matrix in the eyes of Only. As Pugux, last one on the field. This is not the way they wanted this string of rounds to go. They wanted to continue as far as they could, and apparently they're only going to get those 2 rounds in a row. Again, we talked about it, their economy game, especially if they're able to save this rifle. Pugux in a, quite honestly, a bit of an aggressive angle here, waiting for someone to come down the ramp, and he does take down Mausenho. and actually all the other T's not in good position to try and take his weapon away. So he's going to save that rifle, and they are going to be able to buy up in this next round. And the T's, though, they still have enough money that their economy is doing all right over there. They got 9,700 on Michu, 6,400 on Innocent. They're doing all right, comparatively speaking, to the SpaceSoldiers end.
Yeah, big round here for the Soldiers. Can't afford to drop this one. And we saw what I was talking about come into effect when SpaceSoldiers attempted to retake. Gamers2 had no problem clearing the site as there was nobody in there. Everybody was either connector or in the back of CT. Couple good nades and flashes come through for Gamers2, and suddenly SpaceSoldiers already down numbers trying to retake. And generally want to have one player inside of that site, so it alleviates or creates a little more space for your, oh god, what a bad pun, for some of your other soldiers to come on through, if you will. The Gamers2 here, big opportunity to them once more to smash the economy of the Soldiers, and I guess they like what they've been seeing over towards A. This time, SpaceSoldiers have 2 players inside the site. Now here comes the take. Smoke, Molotov. Oh, they flush him out of the position. No, only gets the kill anyways, and gets to quad box. Big play by him. Now Gamers2 thinking about falling back, or are they still going to execute Mouse right through the wall onto only? Real unfortunate for him. It's a dangerous game you play, spamming through that blue door. You see frags coming in from both sides on that. And now Gamers2 still pressuring into A. Very slow take. They've spent about 30 seconds taking in. Patience is paying off, though. Now with the advantages, Maniz onto 2 Gux, trades once more. Only Despy with the AWP, trying to stop the plant. He can get the planter. Nobody's in position to stop it, and he misses the shot, Despy. He needed that so bad. Now looking for the trade, peeking around the corner. Despy 1 versus 1, so big for the Soldiers. Whiffs it. Despy, 2 big whiffs in the end there, and that could have been the round for SpaceSoldiers. Instead, now looking at pistols.
Yeah, no fun. I think that one on site did land. It was just through the actual grade, so it brought him from 100 to 30, and yeah, that he needed to hit a clean shot there and not through the edge. So Gamers2 gonna move up 7-2. Some convincing scoreline here on the T side of cash, and quite honestly, this is more or less what I expected. The only thing I didn't expect, and I hate to continue to highlight it, Xantar's is still on 0 frags, and we're now in the 10th round. And that's just really surprising, because we've seen so many amazing plays from this guy, and just watching the way that he peeked in that last round with his rifle out into A main, they just seem to have a read on when he wants to peek, and they took out single player in the A bomb site early with that door spam, and then again Xantar's tries to peek, and someone just crouching in A main, able to find the bullet before he could, and now we're going to see another eco round come in. Flawless one for G2 as they've got an extraordinary economy, whereas SpaceSoldiers obviously not in the same boat. They're going to buy up, but they definitely need to take this round and try and make it 8-7. But at this point, G2 looking very dominant.
And SpaceSoldiers on this map before, we've seen them do pretty good. Xantar is in specific, but not so much this map. Oh my god, 0-9. We gotta stop talking about him, Chad.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Right, he's usually that score is reversed at the start of the game. But,
definitely.
Gamers2 here. Now, why not try out the B bomb site? We've been taking A time and time again. See what these players at B have to offer. It's going to be Despy above, as well as Gux inside of the site. Or not Gux, that guy's way old. 1.6 player, 2 Gux, I should say. And now Gamers2 making their way in. Xantar is looking for his first frag. Oh no, Michu just hits him with the bayonet. The AK in the back of Xantar's, and Gamers2, either site or middle, having success everywhere here.
Yeah, they certainly are, as they move up to 9 rounds. I like the way 2Gux tries to creatively deal with that B push, as they tried to Molotov into the site. So he drops the smoke right inside of it, so he can still utilize that location, as it is an important one, that back left box, if you're looking from the front of the site, kind of towards the back. Anyhow, nonetheless, he decided to smoke inside of it and play off that smoke, and he actually got a nice frag out of it, but eventually G2 just a little bit too strong, and they're able to take into the bomb site now on an anti-eco, gonna take into mid early here, and Xantar's gets dropped down. 224 E1 though, 2 big frags as he holds on at highway, but 3 make it 4 simultaneous frags in the other direction, and quickly that promising sound of my voice, it goes away.
Right. I just saw all hope fade from your vocals, Chad. The G2 take that one, and yeah, E1, he's been doing good from that white box occasionally. Whenever Gamers2 attempt to take up there, he usually gets a few frags. We saw that again, even on an eco round. So Gamers2 perhaps shouldn't do that anymore, especially because of how much success they've been having at both A and B. 10-2. Man, I expected Gamers2 to win this map, but not like this. 10-2, terrorist side start. This SpaceSoldiers not showing up today, I guess. Especially their favorite player, and maybe not their favorite player, but their best player in most people's eyes. Now Gamers2 back towards A once more, thinking about boosting up into mid, and this has got to be frustrating for the SpaceSoldiers because whenever Gamers2 is taken up into A, you never know if they're going to come in with the mid boost, so it gives them a whole bunch of different looks. And once more, Gamers2 into the A bomb site. Little difficulty, but we got only lurking around. Oh no, misses the op shot. Must have sailed right over Innocent's head as he hit the crouch. Not out of this. There's the Soldiers, 2-on-3 here, and at this point, why not go for it?
Yeah, that nade gonna take down Mausenho fairly low. So 2-on-3. Innocent playing from fork. Despy's gonna miss the shot though, as he's got a very odd angle. Molotov creates a bit of a visual deterrent as he try and look towards your opponent, but Innocent finds both. And that's going to be it. G2 move up 11-2. And yeah, I gotta imagine SpaceSoldiers, they're more than frustrated at this point. Xantar's, once again, he's playing at forklift there. He gets blinded immediately, and they just rush on out, take him down. Doesn't even have an opportunity to get a shot off. And I think that's the most frustrating thing. When a team is playing so well, then you don't even get the opportunity to do the things that you know you're really good at. Get in those aim duels. Try and get in those situations where, again, you know you have a good advantage or good skill compared to the other players. But when they're utilizing these plays where you're just fully blind the entirety of them entering the site, you got no opportunity to do anything. And that's got to be really frustrating at this point for the SpaceSoldiers.
A lot of what momentum comes down to is making the other team play your game and not the game that they're comfortable with. In Gamers2, if SpaceSoldiers can't stop these executions, just keep running them down their throats. Because if they can't stop them, we're just keep doing them. This is the scoreline. Just massacre from Gamers2 so far. Already with an opening pick over towards the B side. Now going to follow it up. Still got one player just lurking inside of A main. Michu catches Xantares in the back. And that guy has got to be just boiling at this point. He didn't even get a chance to shoot anybody that round. Gets shot in the back as he's trying to rotate. But we are down to a 2-on-3. Favoring Gamers2. Two of their members are quite low, though. Both Innocent and Spiro sitting at 10 HP. Despy itching to come in from the heavens, but his teammate taking a long time to rotate over. Took him a while to deal with Michu. Now Despy goes in before his teammate's ready.
Yeah.
I don't like that from SpaceSoldiers. Signs of frustration, perhaps? Perhaps.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication, only maybe saying, all right, I'm ready. Little does he realize that there's a CT smoke he's about to walk into, and yeah, Despy just walks in, loses his life. And it is going to be another Gamers2 round as we're now going to move into the final round of this first half. And at a 12-2 scoreline, it's fair to say Gamers2, they have had their way on their T side, and SpaceSoldiers has not been able to make anything work. I didn't think I would see it. If you would have told me that Xantares would have went an entire half, we'll hold that thought because it's not completely done and over with yet. We still have one more round.
I called you a liar, Chad.
Oh, man. 0-2-13. I never would have predicted that. Not in a million years. No matter what team you're putting these guys up against, even if they're completely outclassed, I still feel like Xantares, he's got some abilities, but they're just not able to be utilized here and now, and that's unfortunately the important part. You need to be consistent, and at this point, consistency is not in this map for him.
Right. You can nullify Xantares when you're playing the SpaceSoldiers. That is a big part of both.
Oh, he got a frag.
Sides. All right, he's on the boards. Where's the ace, Xantares? Let's see it. Oh, pulls a flash. And he gets teammates' assistance. So SpaceSoldiers looking to take their last round. Gamers2 tried to take into A, but finally they got an A hold in, and Xantares on the board with 3. There you go, bud.
Feeling good about it. So, it's not so. He does find those frags at the final round of the first half. And, guys, I want to let you know that we got some giveaways going on, one of which I'm actually a part of. If you guys want to win a factory new P90 Asimov, it's a beautiful one. Given to me by the one and only Rift Smoke. I appreciate the donation, but anyhow, I'm giving it right back to you guys. All you need to do, follow myself on Twitter, @OfficialSprawl, as well as @GoRGNTV, and retweet the specific tweet mentioning that P90 Asimov. Get a factory new one. So that's all you need to do, as we do have some other giveaways going on our channel here. If you jump on over to azubu.tv/GoRGNTV, go ahead and drop us a follow, and you will be entered to win at 2,500 follows a Man of War AWP. So definitely check that out. As well as that, we got the Op Asimov for 30 subscribers. We're currently at 15, halfway there, but we're live into the second pistol round. G2 now on the CT side. And SpaceSoldiers, they've got a raid boss of a player on E1. Oh, but he gets taken down to 17 HP. The one player they put a Tech 9 armor on, and he's taken down that low this early. The fortune is just not there for SpaceSoldiers.
All right, E1 definitely missing a lot of his teeth here. Just eats the nade to the face. That's not a good start on the player, as you stated. Tech 9 armored up. Now he has a chance here. Turns his back. Oh, the timing for SpaceSoldiers so unfortunate here. Can't get a break. They're gonna do. They gotta do it off their own shots here. Xantares gets one. Okay, perhaps this man's woken up. He takes his way into the A-bomb site, even to back up at a 3-on-3. Gamers2 still wasn't convinced that it was an actual A take. And Tugux here looking to be stopping the rotate from mid. So now Xantares, he's already got two. He's got an ace here.
Yeah, he certainly does, as he's playing from quad, and Innocent takes off his head at the moment I attempt to hype this man. So that's going to be pistol round. G2 pick it up and pretty much put down any of any of the opportunities that SpaceSoldiers would have to get back into the map. That kind of crushes a lot of the dreams. There still is ways to get back in, but they're definitely less plausible than them picking up pistol and then starting the momentum from there on out. So we'll see what they decide
no other
to go
choice other than to Tech 9 armor right now.
Totally. No, they got to go for some craziness here, as they actually are able to shift around and utilize some rifles, it looks like. So they get one AK on the field, one Galil, and I kind of like when teams do this. Yeah, you may have a couple players that are a little bit more weak compared to the other ones in terms of they might not have armor, they might just have a pistol, but you've got two players that are pretty well equipped, especially dealing with some players that have less than optimal gear on that CT side. If you see Mausenho gets dropped immediately, E1 finds Michu as well, and as we can see, SpaceSoldiers, they're not done quite yet.
Not yet. 3 Gamers2 members remaining, though, and without any nades. I have to do it only with bullets here. Meniz in a good position. If SpaceSoldiers head back over towards A, Meniz may be able to just swing the round in their favor here. E1's going to check it. Meniz with the first one, looking for Xantares, gets the trade. Now only one member in the site. Innocent comes up on the connector, quickly flanked by Despy, and this should prompt the save from Spiro. And that's going to be the case. So, SpaceSoldiers. All right, they got the force buy round. Pistol round would have been better. But how many rounds they have to win versus how many gun rounds Gamers2 is going to get a chance to win. SpaceSoldiers is going to have to play flawlessly. We highlight their terrorist side a lot, specifically Xantares and the way they're able to work around him and create openings and play off of them. That's what they're going to need to do here. Xantares seems to have woken up on the second half, but just you got to think Gamers2 is going to get 3 rounds. They're a really good CT-sided team, and it's all going to come down to SpaceSoldiers playing perfectly, as well as this next round. They cannot lose too many members. They're going to need a massive economy, especially in the early on. If Gamers2 is able to keep SpaceSoldiers' economy low, and whenever Gamers2 win a round, if SpaceSoldiers can't get a full buy going, then we're probably going to see the game right there. So SpaceSoldiers, not only do they have to win this round, they got to win it clean. And a force buy coming up from Gamers2, all right, they're not even going to play the passive route. They want to end it right here. This is just signs of confidence from Gamers2.
Yeah, exactly, and we're going to find out if it's going to bite them in the behind, as, again, they're not going to have any economy behind this. So we'll see how it goes. They're going to put 2 on the A-bomb site initially. They got one kind of halfway down highway that's going to be Innocent with a deagle in hand. Sparrow with the only rifle in the field, and he's up in vents. Nice nade, though. Takes him down to 50 HP early on in the round, and Innocent will get dropped. Sparrow makes his position known as he peeks up from vent, tries to get some action done, but it's going to be Michu, actually. Takes down Xantares and finds a weapon for himself. E1, though, able to trade as he's pushed up on highway, and coming in from behind, it's Meniz. He drops the bomb carrier, and now it's a 3-on-3. Meniz with this AK in hand, needs to just try and stay alive while his teammates come to help out, but not going to be in time, as now they will be able to grab the bombs back in their possession. And Sparrow goes down. I was going to say 2-on-3, but health advantage. T's fairly low. We'll see if Mausenho can get anything done here, as it looks like he's at the wrong bomb site.
Yeah, I'd say so, Chad. It's a B take underway, and probably just waiting for the bomb to get planted, then he's going to go snag that gun. Trying to stay safe about it. Oh, actually gets a smoke grenade out of it, too, if he wanted it. So, going to go ahead and save for Gamers2 once more. Doesn't want to grab the AK, interestingly. So, Mouse brings this one into the next round. And the situation we talked about, the confidence from Gamers2 has now given SpaceSoldiers an easier route back into the match. Because Gamers2's money was worth more than SpaceSoldiers at that point in time. So now SpaceSoldiers going to survive with 3. Their economy's not going to grow too much off of that. But with that situation, I mean, Gamers2 dropping 2 of their players and on the force by not winning the round, this is all favors SpaceSoldiers. Now, it's going to give them a chance to get a bigger economy before the first gun round comes in for Gamers2, unless, of course, they just force buy again, like madmen they did last round. But not going to be the case, and now SpaceSoldiers, again, their goal this round not only to win, but to survive with a bunch of players. Because whenever Gamers2 gets that first gun round out, if SpaceSoldiers don't have the economy and the ability to lose that round and still buy, they're in absolute trouble. They're going to have to win a force buy round after that, but we'll see. Gamers2 going with a bit of a mid-stack here, thinking about boosting that player up over. That's a Mouse with the M4 here at mid. Perhaps it's going to be Innocent getting boosted. So here comes Mouse here. They're going to meet on top of the boost. Who's going to take it? Oh, E1 mid-spray onto Mouse. I think that M4 fell into Innocent's hands. Yeah, it did. Is he going to be able to do anything with it? E1 continuing from above, perhaps even looking for the ace. That's 4 for him, just running over the stack of Gamers2. And good job by SpaceSoldiers. That's 4. That's enough to start building your economy. Now, on the first gun round, they still have the ability to buy after this, and this is optimum comeback situation now for SpaceSoldiers.
Yeah, they're in a good spot, as they've got a little bit of money underneath their economy. E1, 7,300. They've got an op on the field on Despy. There's no op on the CT side. A bit of an advantage there, and they don't actually have a kit across their entire roster, so we'll see if that comes into play, as it looks like we're going to have a fast B play. Mausenho is going to spot it out early on, and Xantar's Q, and he's going to come in with the big frag, only one onto Sparrow as well, as they're still trying to bust in, but we do have a couple CTs trying to stop this from occurring, as Michu going to take down one at least. Innocent close on the scene, and he's still worried about mid. It's a 2-on-2. I think Maniz's going to go out and help out in heaven as the smoke dissipates for CT spawn. Innocent, if he peeks out, can gather a lot of info. Tuguk's trying to make it into that default pipe box plant, as it's going to be only gets dropped by Innocent, and the trade comes in. Nice play from the T side, as Maniz's kind of peeking out a little bit early there. But nonetheless, it's going to be SpaceSoldiers picking up another round, and I got a feeling G2 at some point, they're going to realize that they need to take this slightly more serious. Not that they didn't in that round. I think that was the first round that we saw once the rifles were on and they were playing a little bit default. But I think they're realizing now that this T side of SpaceSoldiers may be a little bit tougher task than they had first seemed.
Yeah, perhaps more formidable than they thought. Gamers2 now on the eco, and I like what SpaceSoldiers did in the last round. Similar to what Gamers2 did on their first gun round. Gamers2 went with an A bust right away, like rushing the round, and SpaceSoldiers instead setting the tone that they're willing to go towards B early. SpaceSoldiers have traded 1 for 1. Gamers2 looking to make a mid-round adjustment, trying to catch some SpaceSoldiers off guard at middle here, perhaps. And SpaceSoldiers still just moving up slowly, getting control of middle as well as the B side. Now the bomb getting gathered by Despy and grouping up over towards B. And for Gamers2 here, they've mustered up a little stack here inside the B bomb site.
And they have E1 currently looking inside of Checkers, is going to drop down, takes out Innocent immediately. So now they only have the single player inside of the site as Sparrow goes down. Mausenho from the pipe box, not able to get anything done. Michu, the last one alive, will be able to take down E1 as he tries to push aggressively into the CT spawn, but Xantar follows it up That'll be the 8th round coming in for the T side and SpaceSoldiers. So, again, they dropped that pistol round, but every other round in this half has been theirs to claim. And the T side, or rather the CT side of Gamers2, just now finally getting an op onto the field on a Sparrow. And we'll see how that plays into things, as I imagine they're doing similar things on the T side. Oh, it looks like they are going to have a pause coming in. Wondering if this is just a tactical pause. They want to talk about how far they've gotten through. And I actually like this timing. Although SpaceSoldiers, you don't really want to mess with the momentum too much. Tactical pause wouldn't be a bad idea, just to go over what worked out really well, what maybe didn't, even if you're collecting all these rounds and such, and basically continue on your success path back to a comeback.
Yeah, I agree. Could work out either way to help them or hinder them. Looks like we have a mic problem on the Gamers2 side. And while we're in a bit of a lull here, I want to invite you guys once more to check out eBettle, real money betting website. Unfortunately, I can't take part here in the States. I would love to just bet all my fortune away. But yeah, the odds this match were 1.2 for Gamers2 and 3.7 for SpaceSoldiers. And you know, if you've done your research on the SpaceSoldiers, that may not be a bad bet to throw a little change at. So you get some interesting odds at eBettle, but if you haven't checked them out yet, I highly invite you to do so.
As we do see the match back underway, SpaceSoldiers, do they continue their dominant T half now? As looks like they are going to opt for an A side take. E1 already posted up at forklift, but it's Maniz in the back of sight near fence, takes him down. Innocent chimes in with 2, finally able to trade onto Michu, as they've got 2 CTs posted up at the moment at truck. Spiro now coming to help from highway. 2 on 3, and Spiro, nice shot, as it's only Despy, and like you'd stated, bomb on his back, op in hand. Not the situation he was hoping for. 1 on 3 here. Critical round to pick up if they want to continue on.
Despy, oh, misses the first shot. You need that first shot if you're in this 1 versus X with the AWP. And Despy, now that smoke is working out against him. His mouse trying to creep up through the CT area. And Despy goes down. Had Despy and his teammate been in different positions, or at least his teammate had the bomb, they could have got the bomb down and made it a 2 versus 3. Instead, the teammate inside the site had to take the fight to allow Despy to get that bomb down, try to make it a 2 on 2, but he had the bomb, just 2 on 3, forced the CTs to make the first move, but just a little bit of misplay with the bomb there.
And now this is not last chance territory. It is in some regards, as they've utilized all of their money in their economy. Despy with a big pickup there as he takes down one of the B bomb site. I'm surprised 2Gux decided to just kind of YOLO in by himself, as Despy finds the frag, decides to go back to mid, and 2Gux is like, nah, I'm going. Decides to sprint on in, and Mausenho from Checkered took him down. Innocent going to drop into Checkered as well, so they now have 2 on this B bomb site, 2 over on the A bomb site. So the defense definitely split here, and that always favors the T side, as we can see E1 already in mid. He's got Only right behind him as well. The bomb actually is dropped right outside of A main. So at some point they'll have to go back and collect that, as no one's really around there at the moment. Only's going to have to ship back into mid-main. As Michu now peeking from highway. Might be able to spot off E1, as actually he doesn't see him.
Oh, no.
E1 finds him first, and Michu still comes up with a frag. A little unfortunate event from SpaceSoldiers.
Yeah, E1, that was such a big kill. Had the jump on Michu and everything. That would have spread Gamers2 even more apart. Instead, now deficit for the SpaceSoldiers. I was just about to highlight, this is how you can create a comeback, even though you drop around, since you've rattled off so many in a row and your economy is looking okay. And you can force the CTs to save once more, but may not be the case. Maniz with 2 big op frags coming into the site. Only remains Soul T alive. Ooh, Maniz misses the shot. This might happen for Only. He's got to get Maniz down right away, but Maniz somehow clings on to his life, and Only falters in the end. So Gamers2, a little shaky for a moment. Gave SpaceSoldiers a little extra wiggle room to come back with that force buy in the second, but now they've found themselves on the CT side, and last chance now for the SpaceSoldiers.
Yeah, last chance indeed, as we can see their equipment not great. Xantar's going with the Deeg, you got Despy with the CZ75, E1 with the Tech 9, and then 2 AKs to follow that up. And what's the plan of action? As send Only aggressively up into A main quickly. Xantar's, this is what I remember seeing from him time and time again, working from Squeaky. He's pretty effective from this angle. Hasn't been allowed to do a lot in this match, though, as we can see. He's now up to 11 frags, and that's pretty decent considering he only had 3 at the end of the first half. But nonetheless, he's going to get dropped first, as 2Gucks will be able to fire back. Finds Innocent. So a nice frag for him. It's going to allow them to potentially come out mid as they drop a pop flash there, only onto Michu. So the A-bomb side a little bit open here. Miniz still with his op in hand. Only nice shot as he takes him down. They drop Spiro in mid, and now only a single CT left alive. I got a feeling that might be in save mode here, as again they're only 1 round away from bringing it home. And Mausenho with 5,100 might be able to drop for his teammates. We'll see what happens. I doubt they buy in this next round, even if they keep this rifle in the game. But SpaceSoldiers, they'll live to see another round as they'll find their 9th here.
And Xantar is going down early in the door that round. Usually what we see from him on the SpaceSoldiers T side, that is his door, and he plays it so well. And the way he keeps the CTs in position there, it's always so disguised whether or not they're actually going to hit onto A with Xantares in the door, because he's always there, and he's always a threat. But silence this round. Now Gamers2 going to drop another one, but still 6 rounds to close this out. The SpaceSoldiers' objective is perfection here. You can't make any mistakes. If Gamers2 capitalizes on any of them, that will be the first map going the way of G2. So, Polish side, 6 rounds to put it away. And on the save here. Ooh, mouse. All right. He's going to go duck hunting with the Nova. See where they decide to bring that. He's going to be over towards B all alone. Oh, for the time being. Gets into checkers here. Maybe they'll boost him up. SpaceSoldiers opting to go pretty slowly, avoiding any stack from G2. Oh, wait. Innocent. Pushes up. All right, that's Sandbags. Catches E1 trying to get boosted up here. And we see some teams do that on their T side, and it's oftentimes a mistake. When you boost that single player up and have nobody available to assist him, it can be a treacherous position.
Yeah, certainly is. Xantares, he's going to get boosted up as well. Does take down Innocent, though, as will be a 4-on-4 heading over to this B-bomb site. Mausenho again with the Nova. This is exactly what he was hoping for. As a flash in hand, are they going to check his location? He doesn't find anything for his efforts. 2Gucks takes him down. Xantares on a Sparrow. Now only Michu and Miniz. They're coming from 2 different angles, and we'll see if they're able to do anything with their weapons here. Actually, let's see. Miniz heading back towards mid, and oh, they're going to boost up and grab the rifle that was dropped. Very heads-up play from the G2 side, as they're realizing, well, how can we find rifles in this round? Again, E1 was dropped to that boost. They decide to go and grab that. And now I imagine Michu, he's going to hang around, try and find an exit where Miniz is going to basically hang on to this rifle.
Yeah. Nice little scavenger move by G2. And they take out the op as well. Okay, Despy's going to try to claim it. He's got to get out of there. Yeah, he's just going to barely survive. And he's going to die. He ran into Sunshine. I don't think he realized how low he was there.
Yeah.
So no op for the SpaceSoldiers. Check their money. All right, 2Gucks is going to be able to get it. So not too big of a loss for the SpaceSoldiers. See if that affects their nades at all. Yeah, only. They would have survived. Only would have had a nade set. Now going for a little buy is Gamers2. But I feel like if Drossel from one of our North American teams was in Mao's position, that would have been like a shoddy ace or something.
Yeah, he would love to be in that spot, but Mausenho, unfortunately for him, not able to make it work. And now 5 rounds separate the 2 teams. G2 still on match point, but they do not have the greatest equipment. They actually kind of spend a little bit in the round. As we can see, upgraded pistols, armor on a couple flashbangs as well. They're going to utilize a pop flash. Mausenho, nice shot as he takes down E1. Only, though, comes up with a trade frag as he's going to be peppered from Michu inside of bomb site A. Xantares now, again, once again, in this location, squeaky door, where he calls home. Spiro's tunnel vision currently, though, on if he does decide to come out, working a crossfire with Miniz, and actually peeks out wide, spots him out. 2Gucks on an Innocent, and Xantares actually through the smoke, finds a second one as well. Xantares coming out to play. That's going to be their 11th, so 4 more, and we got overtime on our hands.
Yeah, 4 more. A couple more gun round chances for Gamers2. At any point, Gamers2 could end this, though. Now SpaceSoldiers continue that perfection. See where they want to go this time with their play. No ops on the board for Gamers2. as well as the Space Soldiers. What's the adjustment from Gamers2? Space Soldiers hasn't been taking anything quickly. It's just been slow, methodical setups from them. And it's interesting that after their first gun round, after rushing B, they haven't gone for that once. So just setting the pace on that first gun round, and then immediately after that, the rest of the rounds not doing anything similar. But it still has to be in the back of Gamers2's heads. The Space Soldiers also working across the board on their default. No aggressive peeks here this time from Gamers2. We've seen a couple of pop flashes in towards the A main. Space Soldiers now with a minute on the clock. They're just waiting, just biding their time, hoping that any Gamers2 members decides to push. We got a little duel about to happen here at middle. Despy versus Innocent. The second that smoke dissipates, ooh, Innocent. Good timing to fall off. He was thinking about going into the vents. I think Despy, he might have heard him, and now he's a little worried that he could be inside of the vents. And yeah, it's a nice little move by Innocent. I don't know if you caught that, but now Despy's just on high alert that somebody could be there.
Yeah, no, I spotted that. That was nice timing work from him, and Space Soldier's going to try and take into the A-bomb site. It's actually going to be Innocent take down 2gux at mid. Despy just hanging around to see if he can maybe get the refrag, but decides against it. Goes over to A main and see the CT sprinting on over. Maniz with 2, Innocent with 1 as well as on Tars. And that's going to be it. As
that one little move by Innocent, I have to highlight that. Sorry, Chad. That move by Innocent, he went up mid, shot the vents, and then fell off. It made 2gux and Despy think that he was sitting there. So 2gux went out and trying to find Innocent.